It is pronounced Takun.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. After 4.5 years of waiting, Valve has finally announced the Nintendo Switch Pro. Please give them a round of applause. In all seriousness, with the popularity of the Switch, it was only a matter of time before other companies started throwing their hat into the ring. If you're a nerd like me, you've been keeping up with the Aya Neo here and the One X Player. Both of these are handheld PCs with a Nintendo Switch-like design, and while I do appreciate the aesthetics of these two devices, um, these companies are lesser known, not as popular. The marketing might not have been there. You might not have heard of these. Both of these have a price point that are above the current console market. And I'm talking like the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X prices. But with the announcement of the Valve Steam Deck, the Switch might actually see some competition here. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Steam Deck is going to outsell the Switch or anything crazy like that, but this does have the potential to take enough market space away from Nintendo to where they'll actually notice, they'll actually feel it. So think about this. Nintendo just announced the Switch OLED model, which is a pretty minor upgrade for $50. Well, the pricing is $350, but if you want to spend $400, which is just $50 more, you can get yourself a Steam Deck, which has significantly better hardware, and right out the gate, you're going to have your Steam library available. This is kind of a big deal because when you buy new hardware, you usually have to buy games that go along with it. I know Sony and Microsoft has had their upgrades from Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but with this, it's everything in your library, I assume at least, is just available right there out the gate. You don't have to drop any money on games. And in addition to that, your cloud saves will sync between your desktop and the Steam Deck. So you don't even have to lose any progress. It's just all right there, all available, all on the go. Even if you don't have a Steam library, you can still pick up this device, wait for one of the Steam sales, and they have insane sales. You can pick up all these great games for dirt cheap prices when sales go on. Again, it would be stupid to think that this is just going to magically dethrone the Switch, but it'd also be kind of stupid to think that this is not going to sell well. In previous videos, I talked about how I wish Sony would come back in with a handheld, give Nintendo some competition, make them do something, because we are still missing features that were on previous Nintendo handhelds. Things like voice chat, messaging, folders, themes, and then there's a bunch of other stuff they could add as well. But Nintendo doesn't do it. They're pretty complacent. They've just been chilling, earning that easy money because they have this monopoly on the handheld market, aside from mobile devices, but those are kind of two different things. And I know Sony doesn't want to get back in. They're still licking their wounds from the Vita, but this shows that Sony wasn't wrong about their theory that people wanted to play console-like games on the go. We can see the ideas of the Vita live on right now in the Nintendo Switch with the OLED model they got coming out, with devices like the One X Player, the Aya Neo, and then with the Steam Deck coming out. Like this, there is a demand for all these things. As a Nintendo fan, I'm really hoping devices like these take off because having competition is clearly the only way that Nintendo will step up and do something. I've already got my Steam Deck pre-ordered, and look, if this thing runs games smoothly and games that I enjoy, like the upcoming Tales of Arise, if it plays Master Chief Collection, stuff like Devil May Cry, and it can play those decent enough, like that'll be a huge win. In fact, between the Switch and the Steam Deck, they might be the only two devices I need. Like I might not even want to go out there and purchase a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 since I'm not really too big on the exclusives of those. And then there's some of those games that are there on PC and I'd be able to play on the Steam Deck. So, as a Nintendo fan, if you're like me, definitely consider getting this device. So I think it'll complement the Switch pretty well, is what I'm saying. The games that don't come to the Switch will probably be on the Steam Deck. And if there's enough people out there that feel and think the same way I do, that they get this device and there's a huge demand for it, who knows? It might eat into the sales of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Maybe Sony and Microsoft will have to start looking into moving to the handheld space, more competition, more people stepping up their game. Who knows? But then again, what do I know? I'm just some guy on the internet.